Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a first year HSPS student. I'm from South East London, a little place called Peckham, and HSPS is kind of interesting because it's 4 separate papers. So I kind of do politics, sociology, social anthropology and psychology, which is a bit of a mix, but I like that. One of the reasons why I chose HSPS is because it's so diverse, and this may be one of the last chances I get to study something just because it's interesting to study. So that's why my choices are quite broad. It's also harder to get bored if you know that you can flex different channels in your mind. So when you get bored of studying the history of political thought, you can go on to pregnant men in Papua New Guinea. HSPS is because it's so diverse, and this may be one of the last chances I get to study something just because it's interesting to study. So that's why my choices are quite broad. It's also harder to get bored if you know that you can flex different channels in your mind. So when you get bored of studying the history of political thought, you can go on to pregnant men in Papua New Guinea. In terms of why I decided to study at Cambridge, well, HSPS can only be done at Cambridge, so I suppose that kind of made my mind up for me. The best thing about the course, I kind of like the way you can, as cliche as it sounds, like apply it to your everyday life. You can open up a newspaper and there'll be articles about feminism and multiculturalism in the sociology side of things. Occasionally you might get a mention of Hobbes or something. And that's quite good to have. And also, like, psychological facts can sometimes come in handy. So when one of your friends' football team has just lost, you could bring up the fact that male testosterone levels drop after they witness their favourite team lose. So that can just drive it through their hearts a little bit. How it differed from my expectations of the course. I didn't expect to like the courses which I've liked as much as I have. I've taken 3 out of my 4 subjects I've never studied before, so sociology, psychology and social anthropology are completely new to me. Well, they were at the beginning of the year. And I really have enjoyed them, so that's been a pleasant surprise, I suppose. A typical week for me, I feel like I've kind of got my fingers in many pies, so I do get round to quite a few society events, whether it's just socials or campaigning for like a university political group, or like a cultural society, so a talk. The union's really good as well for debates and workshops and things. So there's still time to do other stuff and like have coffee with people and sort of relax a bit. But there is work to do as well. In terms of any advice I'd give to prospective applicants, I would just tell you to be prepared to be pushed out of your comfort zone during the interview, and don't be too surprised if they ask you about something you never in a million years thought they'd ask you about. Especially with HSPS, because there are loads of different papers you can do within it. They can go as far as archaeology or psychology or sociology, so just brace yourself, I suppose.